How do you find your songwriting voice, your creative voice as a singer-songwriter? Is it something you discover, or is it something that develops over time? A lot of songwriters spend years thinking about this, wondering what makes them unique and questioning whether their songs are original enough, trying to figure out what their sound is. But your voice isn't something that you find by thinking. It's something that emerges through the act of writing, through showing up, through experimenting, through staying with the process long enough for something real to come through. So if you've been waiting to feel clear, confident, or ready before you really lean into your songwriting practice, this episode is for you. Welcome to Singer-Songwriter, a space to reconnect with your voice, your music, and the songs waiting to be written. I'm Lainey, singer and songwriter, voice and creativity coach. If you've ever dreamed of writing and singing your own songs, but doubt or perfectionism keeps getting in the way, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to open your voice, trust your sound, and express yourself freely. Your songs are waiting. Let's bring them to life. If you've been writing songs, but feel like you're still trying to find your voice, or if you sit down to write and you start second guessing everything, or you have ideas, but you don't know how to actually move them forward and shape them into a finished song that you're proud of, you can keep trying to piece it together on your own. You can keep trying to sort through all the overthinking, the perfectionism, the "is this even good" spiral. Or you can get support and make the process a whole lot easier on yourself. In a 1-hour vocal breakthrough session, we go straight to the root of what's actually holding you back, whether that's creative blocks, lack of clarity, or just feeling disconnected from your voice. And then we work through that together in real time. So instead of spinning your wheels or abandoning another idea, you leave with momentum and a clear sense of how to move forward. This is really a supportive space to explore your voice, your songs, your creative process, all of that without the pressure. So if that sounds like what you need right now, you can learn more and book a session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. So let's talk about how to find your songwriting voice, your creative voice, your unique sound as an artist. I hear from so many singer-songwriters who are trying to find their sound, trying to figure out what makes them unique vocally, creatively, and how to translate that through their voice and through their music. They're worried about originality. Like, does this sound like me, or does it sound like someone else? Is this a song I've already heard, or did I write this? There's a lot of second guessing, a lot of questioning. What goes into the development of a songwriter's voice? What makes an artist sound like them? And so in this process of trying to find your songwriting voice, there's a lot of overthinking, so much comparison, overanalyzing, trying to figure it out. But your voice doesn't come from thinking, analyzing, comparing. It comes from doing, singing, writing, creating. You sing to find your singing voice. You write songs to find your songwriting voice. You create to find your creative voice. So it's the act of actually doing the work, being immersed in the process, knee deep in the mess of it all. That's what shapes you into the artist you're becoming. So that's the first thing. In order to find your songwriting voice, you must be in the creative process of songwriting, whatever phase that is, whether you're gathering ideas or playing with those ideas to shape them into something, or refining, working through transitions and filling out that basic shape to be something of a more robust fullness. You are in it. You are creating, singing, songwriting, playing with your ideas, getting curious about where they will lead you. But the second part of finding your songwriting voice has to do with your connection to your inner world. You have experienced things in life. You have observed the world and noticed things. You have gone through things that have stirred up the full emotional spectrum in you. And as you have experienced these things and walked through them, you've made meaning out of them. That is what becomes your songwriting voice. It's all the parts of you that make you unique. Your lived experiences, your perspective, your beliefs, what you stand for, but also the colors and textures and tones that come through your physical instrument when you express those things, the experiences, the emotions you felt, the stories that you have lived, and the meaning that you have made out of them. When those things pass through your voice, they come through with your unique signature, with the tone quality of your voice, the colors that you play with, and everything that makes your physical instrument unique gets amplified when your stories, your unique stories and perspectives and lived experiences pass through that physical instrument. So not only is it your physical instrument, your singing voice, that gives depth to your songs, but it's also everything that you have been through in life. Your voice carries that. And your perspective is expressed through your writing, the words you choose, the angle you take, the way you tell the story. This is all uniquely you, and no one else can even begin to mimic that originality. So instead of obsessing over this idea of originality, like I have to write a song that no one else has written before, that sounds just like me and it can't sound like anyone else, rather than thinking through it, trust that as a unique human with a unique perspective and a one-of-a-kind instrument, what you sing and write is yours to sing, and it is yours to write. And that trust is strengthened by writing regularly, by finishing songs, even the imperfect ones, They're all imperfect, by the way. You find that through experimenting, following ideas, playing with sound in your voice, playing with sound in your melodies, trying things, seeing what feels like you. Sometimes we have to kind of put on a costume to see, what does this feel like? Does it fit? When it comes to different styles and genres and different techniques that you can use with your voice, play and see what it feels like. Experiment. I've played with different genres vocally that didn't end up being my thing, but it was in the process of trying them that I realized that. It's all in the journey. So lean into the adventure and be open to what it may reveal to you. Because that's the thing, that word right there, reveal. Your voice isn't something that you create. It's not something that you invent. Your voice is already there. It has been beautifully designed just for you. It is yours. But it's already there. It's already there inside of you. And this is the journey of opening that treasure box and seeing what's inside. Your voice is revealed. It emerges as you go through that exploration and discovery process. So yes, your voice was designed just for you. And as you go through life, it's like your voice comes alive with your lived experiences, your emotions. So just like singing imperfectly, writing imperfect songs is part of the process. You don't need to get it right. You just need to stay in it. Stay with your ideas. Stay with your songs long enough to see what they want to become. This is how you develop your craft. And your craft is what supports your voice. So as you practice the art of songwriting, you're developing your craft. You're working on structure, melody, lyrics, technique. And these don't have to be these strict rules that like you're standing there in a straitjacket trying to sing your heart out. These are tools to help you translate the emotions you're feeling, the melodies you're hearing through your singing voice, through your songs, your music. The craft is what helps your voice come through more clearly. As you are using these tools, if you stay connected to what you are feeling, what you have lived through, who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, your perspective on the world, the way that you see things, if you stay connected to that, that will come through your music. So the practice of finding your songwriting voice involves spending time honing your craft, being in the process of writing songs. You are writing, you are singing, you are creating. And as you are doing that, you're developing your craft. And your craft involves all these tools that you use to translate your stories, emotions, lived experiences, perspective, to translate that into music through your voice. Yes, your singing voice and your songwriting voice. So if you would like support in the process of gathering the tools that you need, honing your craft, developing your unique sound, my vocal breakthrough sessions are here for that. Whether it's your voice, your songwriting, finding more clarity and confidence in what you are creating, those are all pieces of the bigger picture that we touch on in our coaching session together. So you can learn more and book a session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. And before I sign off here for today, I just want to plant a little seed. You may have seen that next week is a very special episode. 100 episodes of the podcast. Woo! Yes, we will be celebrating the 100th episode of the Singer-Songwriter podcast, and I'd really love to hear from you as a part of this journey, as a part of this community. So I will be sharing with you a way that you can share your voice, and also there may be a special way that you can win free coaching with me. So stay tuned for next week. It's sure to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. And just a closing thought. You don't find your voice by thinking about it or waiting to find it. You don't find it before you begin. You find it by practicing the art of songwriting, experimenting, playing with ideas, allowing yourself to be imperfect long enough for something real to emerge. So that's a muscle to develop, is practicing staying with it, even when it's imperfect, even when you don't know where it's leading, leaning into the process and trusting that your voice is leading you to your next song. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.